Hey y'all, welcome to the Messy Studio. Come on in and see what's going on. Ho ho howdy y'all. Welcome to Santa's Southern Workshop. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Bubba Claus, Santa's redneck cousin. Today I'm going to take this piece of unknown wood that I dug out of my burn pile. The only thing that was supposed to be in there, I think, is Chinese tallow, but this is way too dense for that. It's too heavy. Chinese tallow is just light, lighter than pine. I'm going to take this part of this log here today. This is already dished, so this is going to be the top of the hole. This will be the bottom, this will be the top. I'm going to cut this off about right here. Got a chainsaw edge that I'll sand up a little bit. But like my buddy Phil at Madrona Woodworks, I think I may just sand this and leave it. We'll see. But I'm going to cut this off with the bandsaw. So let's get at it. Okay, I marked my center hole here. So my goal here is to have all three of these points the same. So I'm roughly eyeballing it to make that happen right now. I'll bring up the tailstock. Mark this with my finger. There's one. There's two. There's three. That's close enough. That is close enough. So let's crank her down. 5/8 bowl gouge. Start off slow. Got my face shield on. That's about 500. I do a lot of stopping and checking. I don't know what that is, but it's going to be pretty. It's nice and dense. Now I'll get back to making the shape. Got my tool handle down low up against my hip, and I'm making slicing cuts with the side wing. Trying to smooth some of that tear out. It worked. See, that's a lot better. Had a lot of tear out a while ago. Got some pretty figure in here. I got a lot of wormholes I'm going to have to stabilize. I think I like that small OG for the foot. I'm not going to worry about this, because it's going to be natural edge, a lot of it. So it's got some cracking and some checking around this knot, but I don't see any ring shake. So So I'm not in any danger there, I don't think. Boy, it is soaking it in. Wonder how bad it's going to stain it. Alright, I'll give this 30-40 minutes to cure up and I'll get back at it. Do a little fine tuning, probably with my scraper. I may hit it with the gouge one more time. But I like that overall shape. Okay, the CA's had time to dry now, so let me smooth this out. One of the next things I'm going to do if I can ever get time is take all of my tools with a sharp edge to my belt sander and sand these, ease these edges, because it keeps making grooves. I've already done it to my skew, or skews. Because it makes nicks in my tool rest and it catches and the tool stops. If your tool stops in the middle of a cut like it just did on that scrape, it's not good. Because that leaves you with a ridge. Alright, let's see what happened. Alright, sand the tool marks out, part that right here, put it in the chuck, do the inside. I've been using a Dust Be Gone. Just got this RZ mask, and I have to tell you, I like it better. Phil at Madrona Woodworks swears by these Sandoflexes. This is a metal one I found on eBay for, I think $20, $25 plus, including shipping. He uses it for the rough spots like this chainsaw place and on the bark. So before I hit this with sanding sealer and then Yorkshire grit, I'm gonna knock that off, see what happens. Not knock it off, but just by cracky, I think that'll work. Mylan's cellulose sanding sealer. I like this stuff because it dries really fast. I'm still not sure what this buggy wood is, but I like it. Puts a nice little luster on the bowl. Part this piece off right here, put it in the chuck. I work this back and forth to make sure the groove is I'll knock the rest of that off with a chisel. I almost cut this tenon too big. Actually, I did cut it a little bit too big. Yeah, it's a little bigger than I like. But it'll work. Tailstop is just in the way. So no tailstop. Crap. Alright, that cleaned it up some. Good. Now, other than sandpaper, I won't come back out here to this at all. I'm less than 1/8 of an inch. Which is really too thin for my normal liking, but ugly, 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 ugly. That dude it. Yeah, I got too thin, blew it out. So, no more natural edge. We call that the wood turner getting stupid and having to do a design modification. Even though I wasn't able to save the live edge, it's still going to be pretty. aggravates me. It really does. I'm taking it off so I can hit this worm stuff with some CA. Showing my age here a little bit. In the words of Lawrence Welk, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Got my RZ dust mask back on. One of the things I like about this RZ is that it comes in a little bag, so it stays nice and clean when you're not using it. And for those of you that are concerned, yes, this is cloth. It's cotton. It is not paper towel. I do not do friction polish with paper towel, ever. The paper towel tears up too fast, doesn't matter what kind you use, and it doesn't get the kind of shine that I want when I'm using a friction polish. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I learned many of my finishing techniques from Russ Fairfield. He used terry cloth towel. I have some for his friction polish. I just haven't been able to find it. And if it's good enough for Russ Fairfield, rest in peace, brother, it's good enough for me. Russ told me once, he said, if it's not getting so hot that you can barely hang on to it, you're not doing it right. Now what I don't do is wrap it around my fingers, ever. I really don't know what kind of wood that is, but I like it. It's pretty. Yeah, it's a little buggy. And there are those who aren't gonna like it. They prefer the pristine stuff. All right, I'm gonna let this cool down and harden up a little bit before I turn it around and take the foot off. Got some pretty cool chatoyance in there too. I want this to dry real well, so I'm just gonna let this sit here overnight, and I'll come back out here in the morning and do the bottom. Okay, I've got it mounted in my coal jaws. Putting all the pressure this way. I don't want to go sideways on it. And here you have it. One Christmas candy bowl. Once upon a time was a natural edge, but I screwed up, got a little bit too aggressive, and the tool dug in and made the wall too thin. My fault. Fat boy right here. Once that happened, it was all over but the crying. What happens, and the reason that you leave the middle as beefy as you can while you're working on the edge and never work on the rim more than about 1 inch at a time, is because when it's spinning, especially with it being natural edge, but they'll all do it. But since you had 3 wings out there, or 2 wings, yeah, there was 3. The sides of the bowl start doing this when you're spinning it. What happened was the wings came in as I was approaching with the tool, and they came in because I was going a little bit too fast. If I had slowed my rate of feed down, the bowl probably would have survived. That's just one of the things that happens. Always do this lip, the outside rim, always do these first. Go down as deep as you can. Make your final passes up here. Smooth out all the tool marks before you go any deeper. And then remove a little bit of this at a time until you get down to the bottom. That's the smart way to do it. That's the way I was trying to do it, but my feed rate was too fast and the oscillation got me. Anyway, little Christmas bowl. It could be an anything bowl. I'm calling it a Christmas candy bowl because it's Christmas time. It is nearly 5.5 inches wide, about 1.5 inches deep. I don't know what this wood is. It's not oak, but it's got some cool grain in it, and it's spalted. Got a little bit of that natural edge left over here. Thanks for watching. Really, please like, subscribe, share, all that social media stuff, and come back to the Messy Studio and see what we're up to next time. My next video should be making snowman ornaments. So until then, y'all come back.